Ethan, my guy. How's it going?
What's up?
Nothing much, man. Just swish as always.
Yeah, as always.
Yeah.
Except for last night, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about. Because the game I was at, 3-3-3-3-3, lights out, man.
Yeah, things have been getting pretty heated here around the office, especially between me and this new guy, Hayden. He and I started playing basketball after work sometimes.
Look, I didn't want to like do personal shots or whatever, but dude looks like a midget JaVale McGee out there. We can solve this if you want to solve it. I mean, there's a gym right over there, and I got a ball.
I mean, I'm just at work right now. I have nothing to do.
Let's fucking run it then.
You want to run it right now?
Yeah, we can run it right. We can run it right now. All right, guys. Collins Cast episode. Who knows what? Guys, I'm here. Lance, per usual, and we got Ethan Stewart right over there. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing fucking good.
Just chilling. Just got off work. I'm trying to distance myself because I worked out earlier and I know that I smell like rancid ass right now. So like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I heard you drop
Wow.
ass earlier too.
yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna forget.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
gonna.
It probably will happen again too.
It's
Like
still
yeah.
reeks.
Now it's not gonna make the edit, but you know, whatever. It's all
Well,
good.
now everybody knows. I mean,
Well,
I did
yeah,
drop ass.
yeah. Now we're making a big deal out of it,
They
but
needed to.
fucking.
Yeah, it
so
was bad.
so we're here to
Shit was
talk about
balsamic.
fucking. we're here to talk about Alaska today. All right, boys.
Alaska.
Yeah, you boys have been working in Alaska, so
I've actually never been.
you've never been to Alaska?
No, I'm joking.
No, but yeah. So I guess tell them about how you guys like kind of got that opportunity and started working there, because like I don't even know how the fuck like who started working in Alaska first.
We both started the same year. I think you found the link though first, and then you just sent it to me. You were like, "Hey, like this is a really good opportunity, so I'll let you cook on this."
Yeah, it's actually kind of a really crazy story. I found it on Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious.
That sounds very sketchy. You
Yeah,
know what I
it
mean? I
was.
don't know
It
if I'd be
was
able to
like-
trust that.
It was during the pandemic, so I was just working at Home Depot at the time, and it sucked. Like retail is horrible if you've ever worked it. Like,
Yeah.
and so I was looking for new things to do, and you know, I was scrolling through all the job websites, Indeed, you know, side jobs on Craigslist, whatever. Cool. There's this cool website that I found called coolworks.com, and they have like a bunch of different seasonal jobs.
Yeah.
From different states, which is like really cool. And this one ended up being in Alaska, and so they were like, "Hey, you know, we'll pay for your CDL and we'll pay you like during the hours."
And what was like the technical job title?
It's like a driver tour guide.
Okay, got it.
So,
So you're the tour driver of like the Alaska National Park or something, or
No, I wish
Fucking-
that would be cool.
okay, got it.
It's like the dream job.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the dream.
That's like what
job
you
for
work
sure.
your way up to.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's a really cool job. It's through a third party company. It's a cruise company.
Mhm.
It's like Princess and Holland America Cruises, and
Yeah.
so they do like cruises to Alaska, obviously, and so then the people that we deal with are like, or deal with. That's kind of mean.
I mean, it's
I mean,
facts, though.
it is what it is.
The
man.
people that we work around,
Yeah.
you know, they get like a land tour package, and so then the drivers, us, we go and we pick them up down in the cruise ship, which is like all the way down on like the south central coast of Alaska, kind of.
Yeah.
Just past Anchorage, if you're familiar with the state. And then Denali is pretty much like right smack in the middle of the state, so we
Mhm.
drive down from Denali, pick them up, and then give them a tour like on the way back.
Nice. So, have you guys ever ran into like any weird ass fucking people like in the process? Like, have you guys had some weird interactions with that, or how's that been?
Yeah, usually it's not like guests. It's more like people like we work with.
Yeah.
Like it's because it like obviously like Ethan found it on Craigslist. He sent me the link, and it just leads you to like alaskatoursjobs.com or something like that. But like it's just a really mixed bag of like people that like apply there and get hired. There was this
You're talking about like the employees or like the
employees.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
Yeah. Who
Just-
run us through some of like the types of workers that you guys are working with, if you don't mind. If that's
I
something you're
mean,
open to.
like to be honest, like a lot of coke addicts work for like the
Yeah,
kitchen
there's
and
a lot
shit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, a lot of druggies and just a lot of like burnouts and shit. And
Yeah.
yeah, that is the clientele.
Not all of them,
Not
though,
all,
not
yeah,
all
for
of
sure,
them.
not all.
Yeah,
of them.
everyone in
There's-
Alaska is
there's a
just
lot of-
fucking snorting.
Yeah,
fucking
I would
coke.
say it's probably pretty even. Like, there's a good amount of people that are like our age and are just like doing this for like a summer job.
Yeah.
So like we meet. I would say like because I've worked like maintenance in the past, and each of the 2 like years, the like 4 or 5 people that like I work with on like my like close team are like around my age, anywhere
Got
between
it.
like 20 to like 24.
Okay. And then, so how long do most people like typically work there for? Like, do you guys started off like seasonal, like 3 months sort of thing, or like what's the deal with how long that you're like working there?
So it depends. So for like the job that Ethan's done the past couple of years and the job that I'm going for this year, which is like the tour guide, if you have a CDL already, you come up at like the beginning of the season, which I think it starts at what, like beginning of May?
The April.
Beginning of April.
Right.
And then,
Sorry, I was just laughing at Ethan down at his head. Go ahead.
no, you're
go
good.
ahead.
So you come up at like the beginning, but like if you don't have a CDL, they have this program where like they'll pay for your training. Which is really nice because like if you were to get if I were to like train for my CDL down here, it would cost me like a couple $1,000s to like go through all of that. But so they pay for your CDL training while you're up there. They pay for your like housing. So like I'm just staying in one of our like company hotels while I'm getting trained.
Yeah.
And then they provide, I think it's like they provide you with like breakfast, and then you have to deal with like the other like 2 meals throughout the day.
Bacon?
I would hope so. I think it's like
Anything
I think
good?
it's just like the hotel's
Are
continental.
they
breakfast.
just eat? Are they giving you dog shit? Like
It's
what are
like,
they?
it's like the usual like breakfast buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hotel.
Okay.
continental
Every
type?
And then
fucking
like the
day.
places you guys stay when you're there, like are they relatively nice, or like what does a room look like in Alaska that you like when you guys are staying in there?
I mean, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, I would.
As far as, I mean, the ones through the cruise company, at least, some of them are kind of more like backwoodsy, I guess. Like
Yeah.
some of them, not necessarily like run down, but definitely not like luxury by any means, because after all, it is Alaska. And
Yeah, I would equate like so the room that we stay in for like most of the duration of the season. Like once the season starts, I would equate it to like the.
Oh, wait, are you talking? I'm sorry. Were you talking about like our rooms that we stay in, or the rooms that they offer?
I'm talking about the rooms that you guys stay in. That's what I'm talking about.
I was
What?
talking about the hotel, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the hotel rooms
Yeah.
are nice.
Oh,
But like once the season starts, we're not.
Ethan's like, oh, my room, it's fucking dog shit. Dude.
No,
I'm
no,
kidding. I'm
no.
kidding. I'm
They're
kidding.
not
I'm
that
trolling.
bad.
I'm trolling.
No, yeah. No, so so we stay in the hotel up until the season starts, and then
Yeah.
once the season starts, we live in this like employee housing facility. When that's so the employee housing facility, I would equate so like the first level is usually where the drivers stay, and so it's probably the equivalent of like a dorm room size. And then you also get like an adjoining like bathroom and sink space. So like
Got
you
it.
get like your own. So it's like 2 dorm rooms put together,
Yeah.
pretty much. So it's not super great living, but it's only $15 a day, and that $15 a day is also includes your 3 free meal or your 3 meals a day.
Got
So
it.
you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner provided, and it's they have like chefs that specifically like work like at the employee like housing facility.
Yeah.
So
Literally, when you guys are describing this shit, it sounds like what summer camps were like when I was younger, where it's
Pretty
like
much.
Yeah,
you go
kinda- it's like
somewhere
grown-up
for
summer
like
camp.
5
Paid
days,
summer
but
camp.
instead it's just like you do the job during the day instead of like shooting a fucking bow and arrow and
Yeah,
stuff. You know what
dude.
I mean?
yeah.
and it's fun as fuck, like
Yeah.
super like summer camp, like
Yeah,
I know,
it's really nice.
I'm sure it
It's
is
so
too,
cool.
because it's like you definitely probably build a camaraderie with like all the people that you see constantly and shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
At the time, yeah, for the time, for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I guess it like the people come in and out and phase in and out and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean,
And it's like some people like have been there for a really long time, and then
yeah, and I mean they are like they have certain policies like when you're on employee property, and some people, you know, obviously don't like abide by those very well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the turnover for like people that aren't abiding by the rules can be pretty high.
Yeah,
So like if you're just like belligerent am I saying that?
belligerently.
Wow.
Yeah, belligerently drunk.
Cut it.
If you
Get the nerd to come in and say the word, dude.
belligerently
No, I'm kidding.
drunk. If you're just like that, like on employee housing, like you're probably not making it
Well,
through
I'm
the season.
also assuming that like a lot of people who sign up to just go to Alaska and work may not always be the brightest sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it may be people that are like,
Whoa, what are you
bro, I gotta like figure.
What are you
some
trying to
shit-
say about it?
I mean, bro, like let me cook.
J1.
Oh yeah, J1. We call them
Yeah.
They so like people from Bulgaria,
a lot of Bulgarian.
Philippines.
Yeah, a whole lot of Bulgarians.
Damn, what's like
Thailand.
what's the? Do you guys know anything about like Bulgarian culture like that you learned from the people from there? Or
Bro,
like
yeah,
what's the?
fucking cigs, coffee, and music, bro?
That
They are always
sounds like
having
a good culture.
great time, dude. Yes.
That kind of sounds like somewhat European culture too. You know what I mean? Like parts of fucking London and shit, where it's just like you wake up, cigarette, coffee, and some fucking croissant or some shit. I'm totally like stereotyping, but you know what I mean?
Dude, they
Yeah, but-
worked their asses off though. Like being a driver, you see like a lot of the people because up there, like Lance was talking about in the employee housing, not everybody has a vehicle,
Right.
and so some of the driving shifts aren't always with the guests. They're actually taking like employees to work, and so there's a shuttle like pretty much 24/7, and so you see a bunch of people.
Right.
Dude, you will like drop off a Bulgarian from work and then pick him up like 4 or 5 hours later to go back again. Like,
Damn.
Yeah, like they'll work like multiple jobs
that
on the
makes sense.
property.
Why do you think that is? Like, do you think they kind of go there for opportunity to like make money and like bring it back to their family sort of
Exactly.
thing?
yeah, so
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like looking it up one time, and I don't have like the exact numbers or anything,
Right,
but
right.
like their currency is worth less than ours,
Right.
you know, which
That tends to be the
unfortunate.
case
That
for
sucks,
most.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for most countries.
And the amount that they can make like in a summer, especially with Alaskan overtime laws and with how much our currency is worth compared to theirs, they can make like 3 times the average salary there in 4-5 months.
Wow.
And then they go home and they're just, you know,
Raking it
not
in
yeah,
by
I mean,
their
not necessarily
comparison
like ballers, but like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, like they are
for
No,
their
that makes
economy
sense.
for
so
sure.
worth it.
And
yeah,
so
they work,
yeah,
like,
and
2
so
jobs.
just to expand on like Alaska overtime rules, so like there it's anything over 8 hours in a day or anything over 40 hours in a week, and it's whichever comes first. So it's whichever is to your benefit, they will implement on your paycheck.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
these dudes are working like 12, 16-hour days, like 6-7 days a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super. It sounds super incentivizing. Even if you're just
Super
someone from
lucrative.
America too, it's just like,
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
bro.
for
I'm
that-
still
that's
taking
literally-
advantage of
Like,
that.
hey, I'm going up there for a reason
Yeah,
too.
it's
You know?
Yeah, that's literally. I mean, I'm literally going up there because it'll pay off my next 2 semesters,
Right.
my last 2 semesters of college. So it's
Yeah,
it's
that
definitely
makes sense.
financially very beneficial, and plus you're living like you're pay like what you pay for rent and food essentially is like $400 a month.
Yeah.
So
It's yeah.
That's super fucking cheap.
yeah,
And
I mean
then-
that's cheaper than
yeah.
here. And if you think about
course.
like Alaska, generally outside of this is more expensive. Like just like if you go to the grocery store and stuff, like
Yeah.
food's more expensive and everything. But like the way that you get like you pretty much get a deal on living there with this
Yeah, of
with
course.
this job. So.
I mean, it makes sense.
Crazy,
They
yeah.
they pretty much like you're pretty much theirs for however months you're there. I mean, obviously
mean-
you still get like a lot of freedom. You guys get to. Have you guys like? Are you guys able to go on hikes and shit when you're there?
yeah.
Because
yeah.
obviously
It's
there's a
your-
lot of
it's
nature
still
out
your
there.
life while you're
Right,
there.
of course.
And
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I can't
yeah.
fucking
Do-
hold
do-
me
do you
there.
got-
I'll
do you
just
got-
leave whenever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? Like,
Have you guys gone to like any of the bars in Alaska and shit?
yeah.
we actually there's like a bar right inside the employee housing.
Okay, wow.
And there's a bar in the city or in the town that
Yeah, it's
that
not-
the
like the
housing is in.
common
That's
bar
a
that everyone
local
goes
bar,
to.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, it's kind of like sketchy.
Is it like how is it different from a place like Milwaukee? Like how are the or are
It's
the,
all guys.
Damn.
It is all fucking
It's just
guys.
a sausage.
What, you're talking
fest
at
and
the
that
local
shit.
bar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
would
yeah, I
say
guess a
And
lot
that's
of
more-
local
that's
bars
like
are like
Alaska
that.
in general. There's just a lot more men than there are women.
Yeah, I guess that makes
well,
sense.
for the employees though working.
Well, not as outside of the seasonal job. I
Right.
should say.
Yeah,
But,
like if you were to live there year round, it'd be a lot more dudes. But like generally, I would say,
ton of dudes.
I would say like the employees though are pretty evenly split.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for
that makes
sure, for
sense.
sure.
Damn. And then in the rooms you guys stayed, like, do you have fucking cool views and shit? Like, are you able to see the mountains, or is it
Yeah.
pretty like okay?
I mean, being in Alaska alone, it's everywhere. Like you're just you're living among.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nature.
you want to bring it up just a little bit.
Oh, sure.
that might help.
That's perfect.
How's that?
That's
Yeah,
great.
that'll be good.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay, don't fuck with me.
I'm not.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, fuck. What was I saying?
We were talking about the
Being like-
views,
yeah,
how
the
like
views of
everywhere,
Alaska.
everywhere
Yeah.
that you're in Alaska is kind of like a view.
Pretty much,
does
yeah.
it feel like you're in like a fucking nature bowl? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is like, just being in Alaska in general is so like it's just you're so surrounded by it. But then
yeah.
just being not only in Alaska but like right next to Denali National Park, like there's this mountain that's maybe like half a mile up the road called Mount Healy from our employee housing. Like you just
Yeah.
walk out the door and there's a fat ass mountain. That's
Damn.
like the boundary of Denali National Park.
Do you know
is
how
on the
many
other side.
feet that mountain is? Like, do you know how high it goes? Or
I've been to the top.
4,000?
No, it gets to like 5,000 at the tippy
Damn.
top.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's I don't know if that's technically Healy because it's like a mount, like it's a little like mini like mountain range.
Yeah.
And so Healy is like one of the like defining
yeah,
mountains,
yeah,
but like
you're
there's
right.
a bunch like right next to it.
Got it.
So like, and it's like they're all like connected. So like once you're at the top of Healy, like you can pretty much get like straight to the top of the mountain right next to it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think it's around like 5,000 feet. I want
Yeah,
to say
like, it's
Got
the
it.
Alaskan range. Like they're big.
And
those
that's
are the real
the
deal.
range from like the bottom of the mountain to the top, or is that like the elevation of like sea level? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously there's like because
Fuck if
I want to
know.
say it's I want to say it's sea level.
okay, because like in Colorado, like if you're even in like the flat, like you could be in certain parts of Colorado where like you're already like 8,000 feet above like
Oh,
sea
yeah.
level.
sea level elevation, and then the mountain is like 12,000, so you're going up, like
Well,
4,000 or 3,000.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I
guess
mean?
yeah,
Like,
I don't know that offhand.
Yeah, yeah,
but
but- yeah. I'm a nerd with
surprisingly
that shit.
enough, that area isn't actually as elevated as you would think. It's only like 700 to 900 feet.
Got it.
And
Well,
so
I
then
guess
it's
that kind of makes sense because
5,000
it's
feet
like
on top of
right
it.
off the water, right? Or am I
Yeah.
tripping?
No, you're tripping.
Oh, okay. No. You guys are more in the middle of
Yeah, it's right in
Alaska,
the middle.
right?
We're,
Got it,
yeah,
got it.
interior Alaska is what they
Yeah,
call
my
it.
bad, my bad.
So
No,
No,
I'm
that
just.
makes
I'm,
sense. no,
fucking
no,
with you. That
I'm
was
so
me.
like I'm
That was
very
me.
curious about Alaska because like I've never been there and I definitely want to visit for sure.
Dude,
like
you
I
should
want
come
to.
up sometime. You should just fucking work up there with us.
Dude, it would be cool to just come out for like. I would literally just pull up for like 4 or 5 days or some shit. But what the fuck is
You need
like
more than
like
that.
what's the flight for like how long of a flight is it?
Depends
from here.
when you buy. If you buy it right now, between like December to February, it's like $400-500.
Right, and then like as far as like the travel time, what's the travel time? For that? Is
It's
it, like,
about
how long is it?
it's 6 hours, but they're 3 hours,
No, it's like. I mean, I guess.
6 to 7.
It's
Well,
like
because
4 hours to Seattle and then 4 hours to Fairbanks.
Got
I
it.
thought.
So it's a connecting flight usually.
Or how
I would
far?
assume.
well, because I'm
However-
I'm going straight from like my flight this year is straight from Chicago to
Oh, that makes.
Oh yeah, dude!
Fairbanks.
I forgot you got that flight.
Yeah.
I've never done that before.
yeah,
That's
it's straight
nice.
from Chicago to Fairbanks. It's supposed I think it's 7 hours, so it's like
Got it. That
they
makes
say it's
sense.
like officially like 6:55, but
Yeah.
the time zone is what like they're 3 hours behind us, or 3 hours.
Yeah,
yeah,
behind.
3 hours behind us.
So this is a completely a different question, but like, what was like the coldest day that you guys experienced? Like, I know a lot of the time you guys are staying more like in the summer, but I don't know like what the fucking
Yeah.
weather's
Well, you've
like
been
the
in there in
summer and
March,
shit.
so I'll let you speak to that.
Yeah,
I
my
won't have
first
experience
year. My first year up there, I was up there from March to September. So March was still like the tail end of winter. Like
Right.
it still snows in Alaska until like May. Like you still get snow the first and second week in May. So March is very much still winter. So the first day that I got off to like start the new job, I got off the plane and it was like negative 35 degrees.
Jesus Christ.
It was so cold. It was
And that's
so
like that's
cold.
like the worst day you'd experience in Wisconsin. Like it would never get colder than that. Like in
Yeah.
Wisconsin, and that's like on a crazy day, you know.
Mhm.
That's crazy though.
Was that like the straight up temperature or just like plus wind chill and shit?
Right, the wind chill always.
No,
fucks you
I think
up.
that was just the regular
Straight up temp.
The
Wow.
straight up
Yeah,
temp.
that's
'Cause then
crazy.
with like wind chill, it gets down to like -50 and
Yeah, I'm
-60
sure.
up
Oh
there.
my
It's
God.
fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I'm going up this year in
That's
March
that's
to
what he's
get the
doing
training.
this
Yeah,
summer.
to
He's
get the
gonna
training.
experience that
I've been
shit,
like
dude.
I've just been literally like checking the weather like every once in a while. I've only been checking Healy though, because I feel would Fairbanks be similar? You think
No, Fairbanks is colder.
colder?
It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours further north.
Further
It's 100
north,
miles
yeah.
more north.
Wait, and
That's
then
true.
are you going up like at the same time as him, or are you going later?
No, I'm returning. So I already have my CDL. That's what he was saying.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
get
he's-
to go up later. That's
Okay,
like the
yeah.
benefit. I mean, other than having.
Because
a
I have to
CDL.
go preseason
Yeah.
to get the 6 weeks of training. He already has the training,
Yeah.
so he just has to get like a recertification or something, right?
It's like a recertification through the company because they have
Yeah.
like their own safety standards that you have to.
Yeah, but it's probably
yeah.
like somewhat. They're like, okay, you're chilling.
No,
Or
they're
is it
really
legit?
strict. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
fuck.
they
You
really
don't
care
have to
about
do-
safety. Like you
Shit.
can't.
I'm underestimating. Like,
I
the
just
whole
know for
process.
like
No,
for like driving, like you pretty much like can't be on your phone
Okay.
like at all. Like they have like cameras like in the bus.
can't do
So-
shit, bro. Like you
okay.
sit in that fucking seat
Yeah.
and you just drive. Like,
Damn.
you
So
don't
you
fuck
so
around.
you can't just like play the Collins Cast podcast or anything.
Nah, bro. You got
that's
you got
fucked, dude.
60 people on there behind you.
Damn, but what? Like they might fuck with it, dude.
Yeah, and then your
No, I'm
boss is
fucking with
like,
you.
see ya.
If you have like a Bluetooth speaker or something and you just shuffle music, you can do that. But like you can't be like on your phone like changing shit.
Wait, so you can play your own music and shit.
Yeah, like
Sometimes,
if you
sometimes.
have like a portable speaker or
What
something,
kind of,
you
what
can't.
kind of music are you guys playing?
Dude, on the employee shuttle, I'll play anything, bro. I'll
Fuck
play
yeah.
fucking Tupac all the way to like the Lumineers, bro. Like fucking anything
Hell yeah,
goes.
hell yeah.
Dude, I mean, like, not trying to be bogus, but like a lot of people probably can't even understand it anyways.
No, that's a good point, and it's like
It's like,
So-
who cares?
some of the music that we think is so common, like they may have never heard before. You know,
They're like, who is this? I'm like,
who is
bro,
this?
This is
Who
Nas.
is this?
What are you talking about?
You've never heard this shit?
Yeah, they're like, you don't know the Wu, like Wu Tang? Come on, bro. Like, how do you know about Wu Tang? Yeah, no, interesting, but
Bro, are you watching ESPN?
I'm trying to get the Nuggets
this
and
dude,
the
this
Suns
dude's
game.
for
dude.
real watching the Nuggets and the Suns during the
Yeah,
podcast.
fucking
You know, I respect it, bro. You always gotta have Lance report, the Lance Sport Report. That's a segment we're doing on the pod. We're having Lance just come in and talk about sports for like 10
It's
minutes. and
84
shit.
to 75 right now, so they're cutting that deficit. Just to let you know.
Yeah, but they're still down.
Yeah, but it's still not even the fourth quarter. Like, just watch, bro. They're going to win this game.
Whatever.
All right.
All right, another question I had about the Alaska shit. Did you got like what was something that you kind of learned from when you first started like working in Alaska, like something that you may have not like thought about in your life before, or like you know what I mean by that, like kind of something bigger picture where you're like, damn, I didn't put enough thought into this, or like I you know this was something I didn't know.
I mean, for me, it just inspired me to travel more. Like, my first year up there, it fucking blew my mind. I was like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's just out there. Like, people, you can just go see that.
Yeah.
And we're here just, like, working
Yeah.
for hours and hours a day. And, like, I get it, you know, you got to pay for shit, whatever. But, like, dude, you just got to go see that shit.
Right.
It's out there for everybody. And you just
Yeah.
got to go.
Yeah, I would say it just gave me like perspective on
Yeah.
like, you know, because like, I mean, like I've traveled to other states and shit, but like being in Alaska just is different than like being in like another state. Like you just feel like so far like removed from like a lot of like typical, just like I feel like American like living. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to like fully explain, but it's
Yeah.
like because you're living with so many different cultures that like there's just so many like different ways of living, I would
Yeah.
assume, and you
Yeah.
meet so many like different people and you get their perspectives, and they definitely try to like be inclusive to all that. So like there's like I know there's like multiple times where they'll have like a Jamaica night where like they just like they'll have like Jamaican like so I mean I'm Jamaican, so like it's not super
I'm just
uncommon
laughing.
for me.
I'm laughing
Oh.
because of the vape sound while you're like like breaking down Jamaican culture and shit, and like how they acknowledge it and shit. No,
Well,
keep
yeah, no,
going.
so we
No,
have-
you're cooking, bro. This is fine.
That
This
was
is-
So we have-
disrespectful.
no, that was Yeah, Jamaica.
I didn't even think. I didn't even.
Damn,
mean it
bro,
like that,
culture.
bro. I didn't mean it like that.
He
I
said,
didn't
"Yo,
know.
fuck Jamaicans."
Bro, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Outside of the
I'm about to do
employee
it again.
housing, there's this like there's this kind of just like they have this other like warehouse building, and so half of it they use for like our like employee gym. So they have like a weight room kind of like set up for it, and then the other half is literally just this like party room where like they host different like cultural event nights. So like there's like a Mexican culture night, there's like a Jamaican culture night, a Bulgarian culture night, and stuff like that. And then obviously like once like people are done with that, because usually they don't like drinking on property and stuff, because you can be 18 and work there, but like drinking laws are still like 21 and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
a lot of people just go to like off campus like creeks and stuff like that, like just anywhere out in like nature, and we'll just have like parties like out in the woods.
Wow.
Dude, you go
That
like
sounds
across
awesome.
the street and you're in nature. Like it's just
Like
it's
literally,
crazy.
like you're
That's
in a
so nice.
forest, like if you
Yeah.
just cross the street.
I feel like that's such a cool way to travel per se, or just like to be in a different place for a quote unquote vacation or whatever you want to call it, because it's like when a lot of people go on vacation, like even including my family, like we'll stay in a place like Colorado and it's cool, but I don't feel like we're exposed to the culture enough, because we'll go on some hikes, sometimes we'll meet a few people and then go out to some fucking cool places to eat, but it feels like you don't really like get to meet people and actually have like
You've got,
deep
like, a-
conversations about like their experience in the world. You know what I mean?
You've got like an itinerary when you go on a vacation. This is like
this is your life.
you're
This is
you're
your
like
living.
settling
Yeah.
down
Which I
here
feel
for
like
You
I-
pick
I-
up and just
I would fuck with that more almost, because like sometimes I go a little crazy if I just go on like a family vacation or something, because I feel like I don't have my own like say on like what I'm gonna do in the day. Like it's just
Yeah.
very like, okay, on to the next thing. But yeah.
no, yeah, it's very nice.
what I was gonna say to the living with so many different cultures thing is like, even though it's like a state, it feels like it kind of feels like you're in a different country.
For
yeah.
sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's kind of what I was trying to allude to.
It's
but
so like
that sums it
'cause
up.
it like it's just so far away and it's so
Remote.
remote. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
you're
that makes
just like,
sense. It's
fuck.
probably the same thing. Like, not saying they're the same, but it's kind of the same phrase could probably be used for like Hawaii too. Like, if you go to Hawaii,
absolute- dude,
it
it's
probably doesn't
probably even
feel
more
like
so.
fucking America, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
I mean,
they
it's
actually
not.
have.
like, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you
What
know,
you trying to
that's
say
its
about
own
Hawaii?
thing.
But yeah,
No, like, bro, like, nah, bro. They would say the same thing. They
No,
fucking
for
hate
sure.
us.
Hawaii would say it's not
It's-
a part
They'd
of
be like,
America.
fuck
yeah.
you guys. Don't talk about us on your podcast.
Like, bro,
No, that's
our
yeah,
island
that's
is
fair.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
not part
like,
of.
fuck you guys.
No,
They actually
that's a good point.
they have places though in Hawaii though, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure the cruises go down there.
Yeah.
Damn, how big is the company? Like, is it like a multi-billion-dollar kind of
It's-
thing?
I
or-
mean, they're under the Carnival umbrella. So
Yeah.
it's like
Carnival cruises.
rivaling Disney.
I'm just not familiar with it because like I've never been on a cruise or
Oh,
anything.
That's
gotcha.
fair.
So
Yeah.
but yeah.
So like just Disney, but like bigger, I would
Oh
say.
wow.
Yeah.
Because
Jesus.
Carnival they have Carnival, Princess, Holland America, Seabourn, like Australian P&O.
Yeah, you know more, I feel like, about like the business side of it than I do. Like I kind of just generally think like we work for like Hap.
Yeah, but also I was gonna say don't you guys get like free tickets to go on a cruise and shit like
Yeah,
that?
you get a free cruise.
Yeah, what's the deal
You
with that?
can
Like break
complete
that
a
down.
contract. You
So
just
yeah, you have to work 400 hours for the season, and
just
then
nothing.
yeah, you'll work. So you working 400 hours is just working 40 hours for 10 weeks, and they're gonna schedule you for 40 hours, like a minimum of 40 hours a week. And you're usually there for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy. Like pretty much anybody who's there and stays for like the duration of their contract will get a free cruise.
Like I worked like 1,100 hours my first year there.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
Oh yeah, and especially as a driver, because like as drivers, like the minimum that we'll be working is like 10-hour shifts. I think you said, right?
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So like with the cruise shit, like do they say like how many days it would be on the cruise, or just like you can just sign up for like any type of cruise?
Yeah,
So-
they have a bunch of like they give you kind of like a list of like the options,
Yeah.
and then you pick whichever one. So it can be a variety. It can be anywhere from like 2 weeks to like a couple months.
Do you remember?
Jesus,
do you
holy
remember,
shit! Wow.
Dude, this is such a random example, but do you remember like high interest day at school?
Yeah.
And when you would
yeah.
like sign up for the classes, they'd be like pick the ones that you want to do the most, and then the ones that you want to do like pick 3 classes you want to do, and then
Yeah.
like number them in the order that you want to do them. It's
Yeah.
like the same thing for the cruises for the employees, because like the only way that employees get on is if they don't fill it up with guests first, because they would rather
Yeah.
have paying guests than freeloading
Yeah.
employees.
Right, of course.
But,
Just
like-
getting bammed and eating all day and shit.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I would fucking do.
And
if I was on
so
it.
they're like, oh, okay, and it's actually 4 cruises. You get to pick out 4 cruises, and then they're like, tell us which ones you want the most and which ones you want the least out of these 4. Because if
Right.
you don't, obviously. And then they can let you know within like a year that you got on the cruise, or like a week before the cruise starts. That's what happened to me. I went to Norway in October, and my boss didn't text me until September, and I put in for it back in April of all in 2023.
Yeah. Tell me about Norway a little bit. You know what I mean?
It was
'Cause
sick.
that's pretty
It
interesting.
was pretty similar to Alaska, honestly, with the whole like mountain, like northern culture, super like ocean, mountain based,
yeah.
and a lot of seafood, a lot of like fishing, just like it was a lot
Just
of like
a
the
lot of
same shit,
nature
just like
too, yeah.
warm clothes, like that kind of stuff. Like
Damn.
What's like the coldest it got there when you were there? Because you were there
in Norway,
October, yeah.
it was pretty cold. I think
Oh, really?
like -25, and that
Oh,
was
okay.
in October, like I said.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they got.
I didn't know it was
colder
cold
way-
like that in Norway.
Well, dude,
I'm
you
so
mean-
unfamiliar with like the map
Geography.
of fucking
They're
Earth.
pretty much like
I
on a
just I'm so bad
globe.
at that shit.
They're pretty much at the same
Okay,
level
okay.
latitude.
Alaska, yeah,
that makes sense.
I would say. I think so,
Wow.
just like guesstimating, but
Right.
Can pull it up, I suppose.
yeah, Jamie.
And then it didn't. Yeah, what the fuck, Jamie? No, but I was gonna bring up. Oh yeah, you mentioned something about the travel that they have in Norway. Like, do they have some like high speed train sort of thing, or am I mishearing that? Because I feel like I remember you telling me about that. Like, do they not have something? Or that might have been Elijah that was telling me about that.
There's like.
But what is the
super
travel like?
trains
That,
in
oh,
Japan?
okay, never
Are you
mind.
talking about like the magnetic ones?
I mean, I know about that, but I think I'm just mixing some shit up. But is anything different about like the traveling there, or is it like pretty similar?
In Norway?
Yeah.
Oh, I think in Germany they have like some sort of high speed.
Okay,
thing.
right.
Oh,
right.
like the Autobahn, like the limitless freeway. Like,
Well, the autobahn's more just like you just.
Are you
can
talking
go
about, like, the
I'm talking about
transportation
train.
system
Yeah,
itself?
like you get
Okay.
on a train and it goes like fast as fuck
oh,
type
okay.
shit.
No,
But
no.
yeah, that's probably the
I think,
German
yeah, I
thing.
think it might be.
At least where I
Yeah.
was in Norway, they didn't have that, but they
Yeah.
are very like electric based.
Okay.
Like they've definitely converted to
Oh yeah.
almost all of the cars were EVs.
I feel like that's where all of it's heading.
yeah,
I mean, honestly.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
Dude,
why?
we should have just
Why?
switched to
Wait. Why?
diesel,
Why?
dude.
Why? Unfortunately.
because that
For the
shit's
electric.
Just, I mean, I don't want to get.
No,
you know,
I am curious to hear. I mean, do
Go
you not
for
want to
it.
get into that?
You know, it's a Band-Aid. You know,
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Like.
Can
In
you
what way?
elaborate?
For the
No,
I
I'm
think
actually
batteries
genuinely
are a
asking because I'm
or,
curious.
batteries are a battery. Batteries are a Band-Aid for like.
It's
really,
still it's
like,
still an
serious
issue
problem,
because of
yeah.
the resource. The resource is still being used up.
Well, and just like, what the fuck are we gonna do with those batteries at the end?
That's a good
They
point.
legit throw those bitches in the ocean. Like, that's not a joke. They just
Yeah,
they
no.
throw fucking lithium into the water.
Damn it. So does the lithium like just kill fucking?
It kills everything.
All the sea
lithium
life
is
and
like,
shit?
dude, lithium is like
It's like
lithium.
poison.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I know you can, because it's different than the. And I'm not like I'm not an expert on any of this shit. I don't.
Yeah,
have
you're not a
sources.
fucking- yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have a fucking whatever.
People can look in this if they care enough about the
bibliography. Yeah.
accuracy or
Look
the
it up.
exactness.
Look it up, pussies. Anyways, just kidding. No, but look it
No,
up.
but like not.
Yeah, look it
Yeah,
up. Look it
yeah,
up yourself.
yeah.
Anyways, it's different because like people take like lithium pills. I think for like depression or bipolar.
God damn.
Am I tripping?
No,
You
I
know what
think
I'm talking
I
about?
think I've heard about that before. Jamie, can you?
That's what
Alright, I'm
like
sorry.
like
We'll stop
Nirvana
on
has a
that.
song called Lithium. No,
Sorry,
and
I'm
Kurt Cobain's depressed.
I'm
You're a
sorry.
bitch.
I'm a bitch.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
I'm a bitch for that.
Am I tripping, Lance? Am I just making this shit up?
It's a mood stabilizing medicine. So
There you go.
decided or used to treat certain mental illnesses such as mania, hypomania,
Anxiety.
bipolar disorder. Yeah, you were spot
Got
on.
it.
I don't know why I said it like that. Bipolar disorder.
Okay, cut that shit.
I
out.
dodged that shit.
Cut
I dodged that shit.
What'd you say?
Cut that out. The lithium in batteries is definitely different than the lithium that they're using in pills.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And so it's like it's just fucking killing everything. Like, dude, that's like, oh, your Wii remote just died. You just take those bitches out and throw it in Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Like what? Or you're like, oh, this microwave doesn't work. Don't need that. Like,
Do you
what?
think we'll be able to
What?
find a way to like recycle it or like repurpose the fucking material to like utilize it for something else? Like, do you
No,
think that's
they're
a
gonna give
solution,
it fucking 50 years and be like, oh, this isn't working. Like we already know it's not
Yeah.
going to, and then be like, we have to find something else again, and then it'll
Yeah.
be like some other non-renewable resource so that they can keep making money off of it.
What
So
about-
like, oh, the wood-powered car,
Yeah, I remember. I mean, I actually no.
and then it's just the cycle's gonna restart. Like,
The interesting thing about it too is like, I worked at the zoo, and I remember, you were supposed to recycle, like separate the recycling from the garbage,
Mhm.
but the problem is like, if there's even like one little bit of like contamination with the recycle, it should just be thrown out into the trash. Like that's what they
That's
tell
the
you.
same.
So it's like majority of the things that are people are telling you that are like quote unquote recycled aren't even recycled. It's just going into the garbage
Well-
stuff. So people saying like make sure to recycle this stuff, it's like it is important to like try to do that, but also at the same time it's very likely that it won't end up where it's supposed to end up.
For sure.
and with recycling, two things. One, a lot of the time it doesn't even get recycled. We like send it to China, like on a boat. I'm not joking. And two, a lot of places don't recycle like bottle caps, and there's nobody in the factory that's taking all the bottle caps off of empty water bottles, and so those water bottles just get thrown away anyways. So
Yeah.
anytime you've ever recycled a plastic water bottle and left the cap on it,
Yeah, it's just going
trash.
right back.
Which is like every time.
yeah,
bro,
which is like,
gonna
oh,
be
I'm not
honest.
gonna throw these away separately. Like you just
And is
naturally
that-
screw it back
so,
on. And
so
throw
is
it
that
away.
why
Like,
they tell you to like collect bottle caps for like fucking nickels and shit?
I
Or,
don't
like
know.
wasn't
I
that a
thought it
thing
was
back in the
the-
day? Like they tell you
You
to
can-
collect the
I
yeah.
thought it
caps.
was the can.
yeah,
Well, it's
aluminum
the cans.
can. Yeah.
I thought there was something for the caps,
it's
or maybe that
caps,
was like
too.
a school thing,
Bottle
like
cap-
bottle
uh,
caps. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. I thought there was some shit for that, but I'm probably just imagining that.
Probably not too far off.
But yeah, no, all that stuff's interesting. Also, I feel like in this segment of the pod, I don't know if there's like certain things you guys wanted to like talk about today. I feel like Lance mentioned that there was like something there were some things you wanted to talk about. I don't know if like that's wrong or not. Like,
Oh, I wasn't. Did you have anything you wanted to
Oh,
bring up in particular?
yeah, I thought there was like a certain subject that like I remember you mentioning it like yesterday. Yeah, am I tripping? I thought there was some. Maybe I'd have to pull it up in the text, but
pull it up.
there was like a
Pull it up,
certain
Jamie.
topic.
I should stop saying that, dude. Joe's gonna come. Oh
No.
shit, dude! I just said his name too. Fuck.
Whose name?
Fuck. I can't. Yeah, nice try. I'm not saying that shit again. Was it like basketball?
No, I feel like it was some.
We already
something
talking
like
about
I feel like
basketball.
wasn't it not government related? Because
Oh jeez, dude! Don't get me fucking started on the government on a podcast, bro.
Go-
We'll
go-
get-
go
No,
ahead,
hell no. We will
bro.
get in trouble. No, hell no.
Lance, I swear to God, I'm not making it up. I feel
It
like
damn
you
near was
mentioned
something government
right?
related. But if
Like,
you don't want to
didn't
go
you-
for it, I totally get it.
Well, what was it specifically? Because you can't just give me government.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to find it.
What's the thing you hate most about the government?
All of, like the embodiment
That's
of it.
like
What do you-
where do I start?
Yeah,
It's like how do
well-
you rank what you hate the most about the government? Dude, fuck. I don't think I'm fine. It might have been an in-person convo.
Good
honestly.
evening.
That's fine.
Dude, it's like
Yo, you know what's crazy? If we talk super quiet, like Lance can't hear it. Like we can only hear each other talk. So like say some shit.
Dude, you know how we were talking about like Alaska is just summer camp?
Yeah.
Grown up?
Yeah.
Dude, this is like the grown up version of those tubes you would talk into at the playground and you could like hear your friends.
Yeah. It is like that.
You're not talking that fucking quietly. I can still fucking hear you.
Lance is kind of cute.
Lance is such a bitch. He's such a fucking bitch, dude.
It's crazy, bro. I let you into my place of work, and this is how you fucking.
your
disrespect
place of
me.
work. Oh, the why. I thought you meant.
Bro, don't let them know where we're filming. I just said my place of work.
Bro,
you
let's
fucking
just
dumbass.
Bro, let's just okay. Second half of the podcast, I feel like we should just talk about like just deep ass shit or like
Dude,
any
we can
thoughts
talk
that we have
whatever the
about
fuck
like.
we want.
Oh, I did want to,
Whatever
because you
guys
said what
wanna
kind of
talk
weird.
about.
Well, I just want to bring it back. You said though, like weird people. I do have this story because there was this guy, like I think he was from like
Jose.
down south, and like so last year, like every time we would, so there's
Oh,
a dispensary
Big Red?
that's like, huh?
Big Red.
No, not Big Red, but we could talk about Big Red too.
Yeah.
But there was this guy.
I wanna hear
But there
about
was
Big
this
Red.
guy. So there's a dispensary. It's probably like 10, 15 minutes down the road. Ethan couldn't smoke like you can't smoke with the CDL, so I won't be able to this year. But I was able to last year just because I was working maintenance. And so we would go. Ethan would just walk down there with me, and like literally every time we would walk down there, there would be this black dude, and like he was like, I literally don't know his name.
I know
bro.
who you're talking
I don't
about.
know his name. We never learned his name, but
could
like he would,
guess.
huh?
Never mind.
We just call him Black Dude.
Yeah, we'll have to just call him black dude for
Okay,
the sake
right,
of
right,
bringing him up. But like he would literally,
It's usually
like,
not a black guy that says
this
that in
dude
a
would
story.
no,
name
but
is
like
Lance.
this
It's
dude
usually
would
the white guy that's like, it's a black dude. Sorry, I'm sorry. Keep going.
this dude would pop
is.
up like out of nowhere, dog. I swear to God. Like we would just be walking, and then all of a sudden we'd turn, and he was just like here with like it was like if you've ever seen like Atlanta, like it was just some like straight out of that type shit. Like he would come and he would just start talking about the most random ass shit.
Like, what was something he'd bring up?
Anything.
like yeah, literally anything.
From
He would
basketball to like bitches, like
no in between.
For
He
real,
brought up he
like-
was a veteran a lot, but like he would like
oh yeah, dude.
he was a
did talk
veteran,
about
so
that.
I feel like there was some going on,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But like, it was a weird dynamic because it was like me and Ethan would just be like having like a normal conversation between the two of us, and then he would just like walk up out of nowhere and just like insert himself into the conversation.
Or sometimes he wouldn't even say anything, and he would. Oh, sorry, I feel like that was really loud.
You're fine.
He would just like walk along with us, like if me and Lance.
Like
were
he was just
walking,
like part of the squad,
he would
like
just-
we knew him.
He wouldn't like follow behind us or be in front of. Like he would just walk right, like just pull up, right next to us, and you're like,
And then he'd just like pull out a joint and start smoking it, and then just like he wouldn't even say anything. He wouldn't even give us a hit or anything. He'd
Honestly,
just, like,
that's kind of dope. Like,
It-
the way
it
you guys
was-
are describing him, like this guy sounds like
weird.
fucking majestical.
it's fine if it happened like a couple times, but it was
yeah.
like,
I mean,
like
it was
all
like
the
a
time.
consistent, like it was like a
Consistent,
day.
yeah.
It was like a daily thing.
Where
dog.
was he from?
don't know.
I want to say it was from like Georgia or something. But I want to like he did say where he was from. I feel like it was somewhere down south, but I'm not sure if it was Georgia.
Got it.
no idea.
Interesting. What's
Yeah.
up with this big red guy?
Big
He
Red.
was
Oh,
from
he was even
Louisiana.
He was even crazier, dude. He was from Louisiana.
Yeah.
He was like straight up racist, but like not
Holy
like to
shit.
not to my
Dude, yeah.
face, but like was straight
like
up
behind
racist.
your
Dude,
back.
like you could just look at him and then know he was racist, and then you talk to him and it just confirms it.
Like,
It's
like,
oh,
what
shit.
did it? What was like his facial expression where he like you'd see him?
No, not like his facial expression.
Like,
just
how do
his whole body.
Like,
his
what- like,
body
what was
expression.
He
something-
was
what
like
was something
he
that,
was
like,
like
gave
six,
it
he was like
away?
6'4", 250. His beard was like down to here.
tattoos.
He had tattoos.
Fucking
He had
talk
a whole-
like this.
Yeah, he had a whole ton of like
I don't know, bro.
what is
like,
it? He had a whole ton of like BDSM.
BDSM,
Yeah, BDSM tattoos.
and, like,
BDSM,
you
Jesus.
know.
And
just,
then like he would
the
like
American
talk about that
flag
shit just
and
like openly.
Constitution Shit, like,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Damn.
and then
I'm-
like so he would say something kind of like sus, and then just be like, ha, like kind of just like laugh it off. But like in like you got to picture like it's like in this like big ass like
6'4",
Louisiana
yeah.
like deep southern
He's
accent.
just like randomly like doing a Hitler quote or some shit, and you're like, that was not really
that,
called
or he'll,
for.
yeah, or he'll just make
Yeah.
like a.
Apparently
really,
he was like
sp-
an ordained priest. He had
oh,
been
Jeez, really?
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, he was an ordained priest.
What is ordained? What's an ordained priest?
Like certified.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Like
I wasn't
legit.
sure if ordained. I got it.
Yeah, and so yeah, he was an ordained priest. Did not live like it.
Interesting.
He would
hell,
talk
man.
about how he was. I think he brought up he was engaged like multiple times, but like never married. Yeah, he did not.
me.
He did not last his whole contract.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah,
What happened? What happened?
he got into some fights.
Did this guy go to fucking jail?
No.
No, he.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he got fired, and then he went to be a coal miner in the same town. So
Jesus
the town that
fuck.
we
Who
so
the
the
fuck
town that
knows
we
what happens after that?
so the town that we live in is called Healy, and it's basically like 1,000 people, give or take, like
Bro,
100.
what the
it's
fuck?
like 300 people, and then like
Bro, lock that dude
1,200
up.
people come and work for the cruise company, so their population like
Yeah.
triples, quadruples.
Yeah,
And so,
interesting.
but like literally all the people that live there, like they pretty much just work for the coal mine.
Yeah. The reason,
Jeez.
the reason it's a city is because of the coal mine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's one of those like how Wild West cities used to be. Like
That's just crazy to me though that like all his consequence was like you're fired.
Yeah.
well, it was
And I'm not
kinda
saying-
like
I'm not saying that's-
another situation where like nobody really said anything.
Yeah, and I'm not putting that on like the company. Like that's not, I don't know like who,
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
it's kind of a tough subject, honestly.
I mean, yeah,
but,
for sure.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah. Anyways,
crazy
he was
shit,
he was
though.
a weird guy too.
But yeah.
he was fucked up.
Yeah. Where do we segue from that? That's some crazy shit, bro.
Bill Cosby. We did want to bring up Bill
Oh
Cosby.
my god,
Oh Jesus fucking Christ,
dude.
We can,
We're
we can talk
really
about
gonna-
Bill Cosby.
What were we talking about in the car earlier? That
Yeah,
you said you
yeah.
wanted to
What do
say
we
for the
think about
pod.
Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
What's
So
the general
I really
about Bill Cosby on this table.
The
No, I'm
general
serious. I
consensus.
wanna know.
No.
How do you feel
So-
about him?
I just never really.
Okay, actually,
No, rate him as a person.
no. Okay. Honestly, though, something serious, like no jokes.
7.
I watched a video that was talking about. There was like bro. No, bro.
He
No,
cannot
bro.
be a 7, bro.
Bro, we might have to cut this, bro.
no, I'm just kidding. That's all a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah. There was a whole thing where it was talking about how Bill Cosby, I think he got his like he had like a doctorate or some shit, and I don't know if it was in like psychology or
what?
some shit, or honestly, people are gonna have to fact
Chemistry,
check me on this
clearly,
shit,
because
but
that man
wait.
knew his chemicals.
Yo,
Yeah,
bro.
or just pharmaceutical. Like,
It's like,
went to
bro,
med
we
school.
have to. we
Yeah,
have
he
to
was
erase
a
this.
doctorate in science, bro. No, but fucking Christ, man. I was just gonna say for the Cosby Show and shit, he hired someone who was like a psychologist and shit to like be on the set and shit to make sure that like everything that was in it was like representing like African American like positive messaging. So like everything that was in the show, they wanted to make sure that it wasn't like negatively impacting like the African American
show.
youth, which is
Yeah.
fucking crazy that like they did that much
So-
to like make it a positive show. But the fact
Are
that
you
like
defending Bill Cosby?
no, I'm not defending Bill Cosby. The thing I was gonna segue into was like it's crazy that he was that fucked up, yet at the same time like
Was devoted to
In
like
the begin-
somewhat of a good cause.
yeah, like in the beginning of his career, he was like actually doing a lot of good. Like it is
So
crazy.
you are
that-
defending Bill Cosby.
I'm not defending. This is separate from that, bro. The whole point is just like. Also, the thing is, you see that a lot with like certain actors, where you're like, "Damn, this actor did a lot of shit," and then they end up being really fucked up. Or same with like artists, like that's the whole point I'm trying to make. Like even with fucking Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. When you said that, I
Michael
was thinking
Jackson. Michael Jackson did a lot of fucking great things, and then there's the whole shit about him like doing shit with kids, and then it's like, all right, well now you just fucked up all the good that you did. So it's just I don't know. It's just interesting when like certain people. It seems like certain people get to like a certain point in power where what's up?
No, you're good.
Oh, I thought you guys were looking at some shit. But,
No. Somebody's breaking in. It's cool.
God damn. But yeah, it's just interesting how like some people like when they're rising in power, it seems like they're like doing a lot of good things, but then when they get into a position of like very high power, like that's when they start to do like really fucked up shit. It just seems like that's the pattern. It's like when people get a certain level of power, it's like they become so warped that it's just like I don't know. They must think that they're like invincible or some shit, or like that they're not gonna face any consequences. So they just keep like pushing the line until it's like, bro, you just fucking touched kids. You know what I mean? Like that's just crazy. I don't know. Yeah, there's not really
No
anywhere
comment.
to go with that.
That's a tough subject as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I don't know, but
That's,
man,
We may or may not
we might
keep
have
that
to.
in.
We might have to cut out all of the Bill Cosby shit. Gonna be
No
honest.
way, dude. No
Bro,
way.
how do we keep any of that in?
How do we not?
Because we want to promote a good podcast and we want to
Yeah,
keep
I don't
growing.
really. I don't really want to talk about like.
Dude, this is a great podcast, and he's easy pickings. He did some terrible shit, bro.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Fuck that guy. Anyways.
You called him a 7, though. To be fair.
Yeah, I did. Hayden defended him.
I didn't. God damn it, bro. I fucking hate this, bro. No, let's talk about some shit, bro. Like,
Dude, we can
so
talk about whatever
I
you
see sometimes on like your Instagram stories and shit, like you be posting shit about like food companies.
Yeah.
Like you posted something about what was it? Was it Cargill today?
Cargill?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't even remember.
I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
like,
I just
okay,
see that
okay.
shit. I post it straight to my story.
No, there's this guy.
There's a lot of
that-
details in it, but it was talking about how like they use fucking was it?
Oh,
was
bro,
it blood
yeah,
to
this
make
is
things
fucked
sweet?
up.
Oh yeah.
They were like,
I wanna get
bro,
into
they
this.
use beagles as like test subjects for a bunch of different things. And so this guy's been like doing a bunch of different, like, he does a bunch of different work. I know who you're talking about because there's two main accounts that I post on my story. One of them is the My Health Forward guy. That's who I thought you were talking about. But you're talking about like the beagles, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about the
Yeah.
beagles.
Yeah, the dogs.
Yeah, dude. So this guy has like gone to jail for like exposing like huge corporate, like who was it? Whole Foods and I don't know. Maybe it was Kroger, some other big fucking corporation
yeah.
that makes our food, and he just like it basically and just goes in there with a camera, like Food Inc. Have you guys ever seen that? That movie?
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
think so.
really?
What's Food Inc. about?
Dude, that's like how everybody knows how fucked up the food industry is.
Okay.
Like that shit wasn't common knowledge before.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you watch that movie and you're like,
Oh, it was just a movie.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
a
I
movie.
think. Yeah, I
Food
think I
Inc.
have seen that now.
Dude, I feel like
that you bring
didn't
it
they
up.
make us watch that in school?
They definitely made us watch it. I remember they made us watch it in like 8th grade.
Dude, that's how people were finding out about like people, and I don't remember if this is in the movie or just like, you know, fucking live leak like on the internet. But like when you see videos of people like ramming cows with like forklifts and shit, like
Yeah.
all that stuff started to come out during Food Inc. Anyway, this guy talks about the My Health. Oh, sorry, no, the other guy, the Beagle guy.
Yeah.
He has done a series about how he's gone to jail for that. Like he just goes in there with a camera, but like since it's private property and you know they're corporations, they have lawyers, blah blah blah. He goes to jail, so he comes out, and now he's doing this series about like how these science labs are using beagles for all these experiments. Whether it's like this one, yeah, the one you were reading today was how he like drained all these beagles of all of their blood, and then was trying to make like sweetener with it.
That's crazy.
What do you mean,
Like taking the chemicals out of their blood and
to make like sugar, like sweetener and shit, or what?
No, I mean not sugar, but sweetener.
Yes,
Yeah, like
like
a
for, like, a
substitute.
tea.
So it's like when you see I'm probably connecting dots that shouldn't be connected because there's no evidence there, but it's like, you know how you see a lot of things where it says like 0 grams of sugar but it's sweet as fuck, and you're like, how the fuck is this so sweet? Like they could
sucralose
they
and-
might be possibly using shit like that where it's like, what the fuck, like that's
Yeah,
how they're
what
able
is-
to
what is making
accomplish
this
certain
sweet without sugar?
Yeah, it's like, how can
Yeah.
you make this have these nutritional facts yet it tastes like this kind of thing?
Yeah, that shit's fucked up. The other account that I post on my stories is a guy called like My Health Forward, and he just like he actually started, the reason I started following him is because he started a website where he posts like local farms around around your state that you live in, like
Yeah.
around the entire country, that you can go and buy from directly, so that you don't have to go buy it from a grocery store,
Nice.
like a Costco, Meijer, like whatever.
Right.
Avoid the middleman, which is like the big chain grocery store,
Yeah.
corporation, whatever the fuck
And
you
that's
wanna
like,
call it.
honestly, the middleman is like what you could blame for like a lot of the issues with just like most of our systems in America in general, or even just like in the world. Like the middleman is where shit can get fucked up.
Well, that's who processes everything. If you
Right.
buy
That's
it
who
straight
always
from the
wants to take
farmer, the
advantage,
farmer
yeah.
isn't fucking
Yeah.
processing his, like, why would he want
And
to
it's
do
just
that?
and it's just like in every like every business, there's always like that middleman where it's like they have a complete disconnect from like the empathy of whatever the fuck the actual product is.
Because
and all that kind of stuff.
their main focus is strictly the profit.
Yeah, they don't care about some don't care about ethics.
Yeah.
If not most.
a lot.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
don't care
More
about
than,
ethics. Majority.
But so he started out as that website where you could just find like local farms in your area, you know, go buy some
Yeah.
real fucking chicken, eggs, you know, beef, milk, whatever.
Yeah.
And now he kind of just like researches different like farming laws and companies that own all the farms, because there's really not that many like private farmers anymore. It's all
Yeah.
it's all
They've
owned
all
by
been bought out and
corporations,
shit. Yeah.
like it's families that are doing the farming, but the
But they don't
farmers are
own it.
working. Yeah,
Right.
it's all going towards whatever. And so he basically has like done all this research where like the same companies that own all the farms are like tied up with like pharmaceutical companies, and so like they spray all these pesticides on it, and then the pesticides are produced by the same company that produces the medicine that cures the side effects of ingesting
Right.
the pesticides.
So it's like they're creating this loop where it's like you're gonna continue to go back to both of their products that they're invested in. Holy shit, that's fucking
That's
crazy.
scary, man.
And so he just kind of goes on.
And what's
like,
this guy's name again?
It's called My Health Forward.
My Health Forward.
And
Okay,
he's
got
not
it.
like he's not like a conspiracy theorist or anything
Yeah, and
like
that's-
that. Like
that's-
he's like showing video, and that's why it's so easy because like people,
Yeah.
a lot of people nowadays they don't fucking read. Like people don't read. I'm not gonna lie. I don't read a whole lot. Like I'll pick up.
Yeah,
a
I'm
book-
not
a
reading
book.
fucking databases of like evidence and shit and all these facts and shit. But
Well, but I more so meant just like people our age are
Just
like
in general,
videos
not
are so
reading.
much
Yeah,
easier for
it's
people.
becoming the new. Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, this guy's doing the research for everybody and making it into a video. Why would you not pay
Yeah.
attention?
I think that's why it stood out to me because I was like, damn, this guy's actually just presenting facts that you cannot deny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what and he connects
With
it
video
in,
evidence.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
connects it in such a way where it's like this is the important rhetoric that he's putting out of like,
Mhm.
yo, obviously this is corrupt and immoral and shit and it's fucking our shit up and if we can like fix this, we
Yeah.
should try.
He shows you like all the court cases, everything that like passed, all the lobbying that happens, and he's basically saying like like our government is allowing this. I mean like a lot of progress is being made, but
Yeah.
like
I guess
People
here-
are still
so,
eating
so
pesticides at the
my
end of the
my
day.
question is like with something like this pesticide issue, like what would even be like a step for like the common person to take to even
just
make
wash
a
your fruit.
change?
Just wash your fruit.
Wash your fruit.
Wash
Yeah.
your produce. Wash
Grow your
dude,
own,
Wash
if
your
you
meat.
know how.
Yeah, fucking grow your own.
Yeah.
Absolutely, if you have the resources.
But then like yeah, I agree with that, and that's probably good like short term. But it's like if that system still exists, it's like you're gonna have to try to fight that so hard. Like how the fuck does that system even change really? I'm not expecting you to necessarily have an answer.
Dude,
I'm
yeah,
just throwing
like,
the
how
question out
fucking-
there.
if I
I'm
knew,
just throwing
man,
the
I'd
question
be-
out there. Yeah, you'd be fucking.
You're
yeah.
fighting like they're huge. Like how do you fight
Yeah.
a pharmaceutical company? How do you fight an oil
Yeah.
company? How do you
Yeah.
fight?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
It's
mean, and you look
essentially
at like
government.
everything with fentanyl now, and just like, everything just with
Ah.
fucking all that shit is crazy. But
Fenty,
yeah,
my favorite.
honestly, it's just Purdue Pharma that's behind everything. That's just fucking a lot of shit up.
Purdue Pharma.
Yeah, they're the people that like literally make most of the pharmaceutical drugs and shit like that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the actual.
You should look into. Did you hear about like OxyContin and shit back in the day, like in the '90s and stuff, and like early 2000s?
Just like how addictive it is. Or?
Yeah, like that shit killed a ton of fucking people.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's just they seem to be like the fucking center of the issue a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
but they're
the shit
still
that's
in
going-
power.
Yeah, it's
And
just like
they're still, yeah.
and it's been it's like 20 plus years, and like people are aware of this. Like people know this. It's not like this is obviously not everyone knows it, but a lot of people have been aware of it for a long time.
Yeah, dude. So, back actually, just to tie it back to our first year in Alaska, I actually, when I was playing basketball, like outside, I actually broke my hand. And so I had to get surgery. And then after the surgery, they prescribed me like a bunch of like oxycodone. Just every time I'm trying to talk.
Call back.
Can you hear that?
Call back. barely.
What?
No,
My
it's
bad.
it's fine. But so I broke my hand. They gave me a bunch of oxycodone, and I just didn't even take it. Like I never felt like I needed it, and I just,
Sorry.
I was worried about the idea of.
So they
getting addicted
gave you that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's it. That's crazy.
for a broken hand.
I mean, I got some shit when I got my wisdom teeth out, and like I did take a few of them, but I didn't take like all 10.
It's like I was off that
'Cause they-
shit. Yeah.
But like,
So
but
I took them all at once.
I took a few, and then I was just like, honestly, you know what I think is like dangerous about some of those like pain meds is that like it actually doesn't have a huge effect on you. Like, it's not like the way when you get high, like smoking weed, or like if you were to take shrooms and like you really feel it. It's kind of
Yeah.
more subtle where you're like, oh, this feels good, but it's like you can kind of just go on and do shit. I feel like that's why it's so addictive, is because people could take like so many and then just
Go
keep
about
on
your
going. And
day.
I think that's where like people end up fucking dying, because they think they can just take them like fucking jelly beans or some shit, and then they're
Yeah.
just
Out
yeah.
of context, that sounds like you're like advocating for.
No,
opioids.
no,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just,
I'm just
yeah,
saying, like,
yeah.
You're like,
it's
dude,
just-
you can take these and go for a fucking walk.
I
and
know,
feel
but I
great.
think
And
that
you're like,
right,
no,
but that's
the
what like
problem,
that's
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like that
That is
is
the
the
problem.
issue with it. It's like because they're so yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
Dude, and I feel like wasn't somebody talking about this at the comedy show? SSRIs. Have you heard of those?
I think I have. Yeah, I've heard of that. I what is it again though?
They like
SSRIs.
they're like a super strong antidepressant. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
really fucking strong. Really
Oh
strong.
yeah. That was one of the later guys. I remember.
Yeah, I
They
think
are
But
selective
they're becoming more
serotonin
popular.
reuptake inhibitors.
They're becoming more popular lately for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know a ton about that shit.
I'm not like
They're
I'm,
I'm guessing they're for anxiety.
also I'm totally not like antidepressant like medication. I think if like I don't like
You're
have,
more in favor of moderation.
I think if someone has like if someone has bipolar disorder and they need to take some type of medication, it actually is probably going to be like better for certain people to take. I'm not like one of these people. I'm like, you should never take a fucking pill, because I think
Yeah.
some things are like useful, but it can get tricky. And also like, some pills have only been around for so long. So it's just like, I think it just depends on like the medication that you're talking about. But yeah, with like some of the stuff where it's so new, it's like, we haven't seen this shit. It's like the same thing with cigarettes. Like back in the day, I don't want to equate pills to cigarettes, but I'm just using this analogy where it's like,
People used to, or doctors used
They-
to tell you that they were healthy.
yeah, like they used to tell you cigarettes were
Oh,
healthy and shit.
yeah.
So and it's like that was because they got away with that because it was so new. So it's just like sometimes I'm just like
When they're
skeptical and
doctors.
fearful of the same thing with certain pills, because it's like if they did it in the past with something like cigarettes, like what would stop them from doing it with pills, especially when it's so fucking profitable,
Yeah, for sure.
and when they control the whole like market on it too.
And they're doctors, like you're supposed to trust them. You're like, oh, they tell us what's good for us, what we should eat. what we
Exactly.
shouldn't
You
eat.
wouldn't
You're like,
second guess the like most people aren't going to second guess their doctor,
Mhm.
even though like sometimes you fucking should.
But they're like, here's some fucking Vicodin or Oxy that you
Yeah.
are gonna go through withdrawals after 48 hours. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, why would you give that to somebody?
Yeah.
But like you said, some people do need it, so it's like, the fuck are you gonna do?
Exactly. Yeah. Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit.
And then yeah, there's always that one scumbag that doesn't care, and then they sell it to everybody.
Right.
Yeah,
there's
and
the
It's
that's-
usually
one
more than
there's
one,
the-
too.
Yeah.
Usually
Yeah,
a couple.
Hot take. It's a few. It's a few.
There's a couple of them running around.
Do you know any more in depth about the plastic eating worms that were on your story the other day? Or is it just that one thing that you posted?
I just know that after they eat the plastic, they shit out something that's like fertilizer. So they don't just eat plastic; they're like actually producing good
Yeah.
as
They're-
well.
yeah.
Good from the plastic, which is just like, how does that even work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like or not medically, they're like lab grown like worms, or
I forget how they got them.
yeah.
I'm sure.
I
they
just
can-
remember
I'm
it
sure
like
they can make it
that
alive.
one just really stuck out to me because like I know like I'll look at all of your stories, but like that one just stuck out because it's like
It's incredible.
yeah, if you could just like mass multiply those, like that would be a game
be
changer
insane.
for like the rest of
There was another guy.
just the future in general.
There was another guy in Europe. I don't know if I posted this on my story, but I think he was in maybe like Germany or Austria, one of those fucking countries. And he made a magnet that can take like the microplastics out of water or just like any liquid. It attracts the metal particles that are in the microplastics, and you just like stick it in your water, and they all go to the magnet and then take it out. It's
Wow.
like it was like 90-something% effective, not 99, but
Dude,
like,
whatever company can figure out a way to like sell that in a marketable way, like the way that Britas were kind of put out, they would be fucking super successful because that's like actually proven.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Wow. What the fuck?
Wanted to end it on something a little bit brighter
Yeah.
than just pharmaceutical companies.
We could always talk about like one other subject too. I
Yeah.
feel like we have a little bit of time, but
I mean, you want to talk about our road trip plans coming back?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah.
we can talk about
What
whatever the fuck we want, dude.
what national
time
parks
is
have
it?
you guys been to so far, or like what
time is it?
states with mountains and shit have you been to before?
Damn, bro, it's 1:30.
No, it's not 1:30, motherfucker.
It's like 12. It's like 11:30. But
Dude, you almost had me believing you.
we
though.
took a trip at the end of 2021. Like we started the day after Christmas 2021, and we went until January 3rd. We went from here to Colorado, and then we went all over Colorado, and then we went to Arizona, and then we came back through New Mexico, back up through Colorado, and then came home. So the first night we spent was in like Rye, Colorado. And I remember it was funny because like we got there and it was like, because the first day we got, like we spent like 15, 16 hours on the road to get straight from Milwaukee to Colorado. Because we just we did not want to spend
Wait, it took you 16 hours to get from Colorado to Milwaukee?
Well, we made a bunch of stops.
No, I'm saying that's like actually pretty fucking
Yeah, no.
fast because
Yeah,
of
that
the
was-
mountains too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Dude,
fucking
we-
fast.
I
Yeah.
had a different car at the time. We were going pretty fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
but
that's
no, we
really
were-
fast because like I've road tripped with my family to like Colorado multiple times, and it's usually like a 20-hour thing. But I guess it depends like where in Colorado you're going to, because if you're going from Milwaukee to like the beginning of Colorado, it's a lot faster than like Milwaukee to like the west side of Colorado. Because
Well, we went-
when you go through the mountains, it's very time consuming because you're
Yeah, we
It's like
went to
central
Rye.
Colorado.
So Rye is pretty much like, I think it was like an hour out of Denver or something like that,
Yeah.
roughly. It's kind of like right at the start of the mountains, pretty much.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah,
guess
breaking
that
from the
makes
plains.
sense
Yeah,
then. That
breaking
makes
from
a
the
little more
plains to the mountainous area. So we started in Rye, and it was funny because like we got there the first day, 16 hours. We got there like late at night. And we were like, dude, like, where are all the fucking mountains and shit? Like, we couldn't see anything because it was just so dark and shit.
Wow.
And so we were like, fuck, like, whatever. Like, tomorrow we'll get up, we'll get traveling, we'll see mountains. And then, like, we get up the next day, and there's just a huge-ass mountain, like, right behind the Airbnb where we're staying at. We're like, oh, shit, never mind. We
It was
found
so
it.
cool.
It was fucking
That is
rad.
awesome.
We just like sat and smoked a joint on the porch that morning.
Yeah,
We
it
were
was,
just like, wow.
it was relaxing. And then...
Sorry, I just wanted to bring up this story really briefly. Like,
No, go for
one
it.
time with my family, like we were, you know how when you go traveling through Colorado or like certain states, you can actually camp on like these side spots. Like, do you know
Yeah.
what that's called?
like the side of the road.
But yeah,
you're
like
talking-
rest area?
there's like there's dedicated like camping spots
Yeah.
where you can literally set shit up. But yeah, like we would just set shit up for
Oh.
free, like literally 20 feet off of a road.
Like dispersed camping.
yeah, I think that's what it's
That's
yeah,
that's
yeah.
shit that we're talking about doing for this trip too.
Yeah,
That's
since
what
we're
I'm
gonna
about to be doing.
Yeah,
for the drive up.
so
Yeah.
we did that like as like in my family when I was like fucking 16 or some shit, and that was pretty crazy. Like I will say though, like there's a little part of me sometimes now where I'm like, I don't know if I'd do that shit now.
Dude, I fucking
Because-
am going to.
But the only reason why I say that is just because like sometimes I get a little paranoid where I'm like, bro, what kind of like crazy fuckers could I just like randomly run into out here? Because there was like some whole I don't want to get into the story,
just
but
buy a gun.
yeah, that's a good point. No, I mean it's probably good that like you should probably have some sort of protection when you're
Yeah.
just out there because it's just like you never fucking know.
And you're in the USA, like you can fucking have a gun.
It's your right,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, no, yeah.
Not
America.
even that, like nobody's gonna question. Like you can just, it's expected pretty much
Yeah.
at this point. I would say. Like,
Yeah,
if somebody's coming
especially
up to
out
your
there
car, they
too.
should just know. Like,
Especially out there too, where you're just kind of like,
especially out west.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like fucking.
It's just
once
a
you
part
get
of the
to, like,
culture, you know?
Colorado, like Wyoming, Montana, all those fucking people have guns.
Of course,
Like, come
yeah.
on now.
bro, who wouldn't want to have some guns out in the open when you're like, bro, I can just go hunt or some shit and just
Sure.
try that. Like that's so probably fun as hell.
Yeah, dude. Even the Dakota, even Wisconsin, honestly.
I mean, yeah, of course,
Yeah,
like
northern Wisconsin, I would say.
Yeah, most of Wisconsin actually is. Yeah,
like
they like their guns.
don't fuck with people. Yeah, like
Sure.
Yeah, it's not as fun in Milwaukee though.
Yeah.
But that
It's a
trip-
different kind of vibe.
That's a
here with
different
the
kind of
guns.
vibe with the
Yeah.
guns.
That
yeah.
trip though, that basically kind of sparked. We went with Liam Nickel at the time.
Oh,
And,
hell
Yeah. Oh, it was. I
Shout out
was.
Liam.
I was gonna bring that up.
Liam
like,
actually listens to the pod sometimes. So who
Really?
knows? He might
yeah,
be
he
listening.
texted. He
shout
texted
out,
me about
Liam.
it. Shout out,
What's
dude.
up, dude?
Yeah.
But no, so we did that trip, and I just remember like we found it was funny. Like one of the things that stuck out, like we found this like castle like structure, like just like off the side of this one road, like while we were traveling through the mountains in Denver. It was apparently like an attraction, but like it was this like
It's an unofficial.
yeah,
attraction.
like it's not gonna be on it's
Yeah.
not gonna show up on a map or anything, but it was just dope. It
Damn.
was like this like just broken down like castle, like
Dude,
straight up.
One time, also when we were out, I don't know, this might have been Montana instead. It was either. The thing is, I've been to Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado, and sometimes I mix them up. But
Oh yeah,
we went to
Similar
this spot
vibes.
where it was like a, they called it like a fucking ghost town because like it was like an abandoned area up on like top of this mountain, and they had like, you know, like just abandoned fucking, like I don't want to call them homes and shit, but it was just like shelter areas and stuff. And they would go up there for like coal mines and shit, or like they'd be like trying to find gold and shit. But it was just crazy going up there and be like, man, like no one is up here anymore. And
Yeah.
just seeing all the abandoned shit, like that was crazy too. And like the road we had to go up was like complete dirt and gravel. Like it wasn't paved, and it was super sketchy. Like the turns were like literally 180-degree turns,
yeah,
and you had to
those
go
areas.
up like this up the fucking. But yeah,
no,
sorry.
so
Anyways, that's-
no, that's all right. So, but the parks that we saw when we were there, so we did the Great Sand Dunes.
Oh yeah.
That was in Colorado. Then we went from Colorado, we hit the Grand Canyon, so northern Arizona. And then we went down to southern Arizona because we stayed with Ethan's brother for a couple of days in Tucson. Yeah, we stayed in Tucson for a couple of days.
yeah.
And we went to the Saguaro National Park, which was, I don't know, that one was probably my favorite. Maybe
I've
it was
never
just
been there.
maybe it was
that
just
shit
the
is-
mindset we were in, but
that park is slept on, dude. If you
Yeah,
ever get a
it's-
chance to go to Saguaro,
What's
if
that
anybody
like?
ever
What's
offers you
Saguaro like?
it is the only place where saguaro cactuses grow.
cacti.
Cacti, yeah, sorry, cacti.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, bro, I'm
No,
sorry, it's
the
11:30. The grammar's not on
What's
point.
the difference between like normal cacti?
Saguaro
Yeah.
cacti are like those like when you
Ridiculously huge.
when you picture like a cartoon cactus, like the green one with
And
the
they
two
stick up
arms
like
are
that?
this, that's a saguaro cactus.
Okay,
but
got
in
it.
real life, they're like fucking oak trees. They're like
Wow.
They're 40
insanely
feet tall.
huge. Like
That's probably so surreal just seeing
It's-
that in person.
dude,
Literally, like it's
Yeah,
so
and-
crazy.
yeah.
Did
Like,
you guys?
We were doing
guys
some
tripping?
shit.
Yeah, yeah.
We were doing some
Yeah.
goofy stuff. But
Yeah.
That's the time to do it.
dude,
For
oh,
sure,
yeah,
yeah,
it was
and we did it at
amazing.
like
It was
we did it.
amazing.
At, we did it
Out
at
of,
sunset too, so it was the mountains in like the background, and then we were in
Yeah.
like the desert. Saguaros just all around, and like just the color shock that like was that sunset was just awesome.
It was
Well-
like your typical like desert like sunset, like the pinks, the oranges, the
Goddamn.
yellows,
The
like
purples
fucking,
on like the top.
like it was like a Phoenix Suns jersey, like just
Right,
as,
right.
like the embodiment of it.
Damn,
Shit
that's
was
crazy.
rad.
Yeah, it's interesting too how when you're out in nature, just looking at like a canyon or a fucking just the mountains or whatever, like your mood is just fucking better.
In
You're
awe,
you're just
yeah.
more happy and positive, and like you're just so grateful for like the planet that you're on. And I feel like sometimes when you're, you know, like obviously we're in Milwaukee right now and shit. So it's like when you're around here, it's just like I feel like it's harder to appreciate
There's
just
nothing
like
here.
the fucking land because you're just like, yeah, it's just fucking a
It's
ton of
just-
square buildings and
lake.
houses, and the lake is nice. Like I do appreciate like Lake Michigan, and there's like I don't want to like completely discredit Wisconsin as a whole, but just like I don't know, just when you're in cities, it's just like sometimes you can get in the headspace where like you just can't really appreciate Earth the same way.
Yeah, I don't know. Between that trip and then between just like living in Alaska a couple times, like I've just definitely become more of like a small town person.
Yeah.
And just like that's more of like just how like I seem like my life is like I'd rather just be in like somewhere where you're more access to nature as opposed to like being kind of concrete jungle like locked down.
Yeah. The thing is like I don't mind a lot of people and shit, but it's just like I also just love nature so much. So it's like if I can find a balance of like a city that's by the fucking mountains or some shit, like a place like Denver or something, like I wouldn't mind that because it's like you literally have
Kind of the
your
best of
outdoor
both worlds.
Yeah, you have your outdoor playground like an hour away or something, or like 30
Yeah.
minutes away.
Not
So
even,
something
yeah.
like that would be cool too, where it's like you're, or yeah, obviously like Alaska, but obviously Alaska is like
Alaska's it's a
smaller
bit
shit.
yeah.
It's
I
not,
wouldn't.
it's not city.
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't
yeah.
even. I wouldn't live there like year round.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's nice for a summer
yeah.
job while I'm young.
If you, I mean, just go to like Montana or like northern Idaho.
Montana
like
is
Alaska Junior
Montana's
Cricket.
awesome.
Washington.
Yeah, Washington State.
Washington for sure.
I think Montana had Montana just had crazy wildlife when I was there.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
You
They have
know?
like bison and they have everything
Yeah.
Alaska has.
Yeah. Fucking and Wyoming was crazy too. Colorado's really cool, but like I feel like Wyoming and Montana specifically are super cool. Like
Yeah.
people really sleep on Montana. Like I feel like not enough people
Talk about it. Yeah.
know about how
I-
awesome it is.
I think people sleep on Wyoming
And people sleep on Wyoming
because
too.
people know.
But there
about
is
Glacier
Yellowstone.
and
Like people talk
Yellowstone,
about
yeah.
Yellowstone, so I feel like that gives it a little bit of recognition. But I hear what you're saying for sure.
Yeah. And
Like,
so
it's the least populated state.
yeah.
Wyoming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Plus, it's got like Kanye's farm.
yeah, and Kanye
well,
lived there at one
the
point.
And the Grand Tetons.
Oh yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is arguably cooler.
I
than
saw the
Kanye West,
geysers and
but-
shit too when I was there.
Where
The
Yellowstone?
geysers.
Yeah, I saw
That's cool.
I saw the geysers, and then there's like the fucking I forgot. There's like some famous it's like a lagoon thing. It almost looks like a rainbow pond.
Oh,
like, I don't know how to describe
what is that thing called? Fucking Old Faithful. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
what it
I
is?
saw that.
Yeah.
I saw the Old Faith. I went there and shit, and then I saw like there's like a huge ass waterfall I think too in Wyoming. Like I went there.
Oh,
I forgot what that's
I don't
called.
know.
Oh yeah,
Set me
fucking
up.
who gives a shit?
But
yeah,
so-
Wyoming is crazy when it
Wyoming's
comes
really
to
cool.
like but I saw so much wildlife there. Like we literally saw a grizzly bear like when we were hiking, and it was like down the fucking valley like 200 feet, and it was like a mama bear with her fucking cubs.
Oh, you saw the Cubs too.
Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
we were in our car obviously,
Right.
because we actually just finished up the hike, and they told us on the hike, they're like, hey, just so you know, there is a bear currently in the area. So they did warn us, and then we finally saw it on when we were done with the hike, driving
cool.
out.
That's
Yeah.
the best
like the
time to
perfect
see it.
time to see
Yeah.
it too.
It was the perfect time because we're like, thank God. Like, what if we ran into like the fucking cubs? You know, we're
Yeah.
just hiking, we ran into the cubs, and then out of nowhere, the fucking mom just takes someone's head off.
Yeah, that would.
Bro, because they get
Dude,
aggressive with the
They're
cubs around
fucking
them.
Oh, yeah.
crazy, man. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
like a. You could look this up too, because I'm not sure the exact details, dude. There was like a mama bear, I think last year, a couple years ago at this point, that like killed like an entire bachelor party, like 8 grown ass men, dude. They a grown like a mama grizzly bear like killed all of them.
Jesus.
So like, bro, yeah, kind
Yeah,
of a
you can't
stretch,
mess
but
with
like, yeah,
that.
you and your family, bro, goners.
Exactly. That's
You'd
what I'm
been
saying.
done.
That's what. No, that's
Sorry,
yeah.
that was a big setup just to say that.
No, that's
dude,
what-
yeah, you
no.
It's
guys
funny
are
though too, because
fucked.
like where we live, like grizzly bears could just definitely like.
Dude,
pop
they
up.
like eat people's dogs in Healy.
Yeah,
in the
like
city
in the
that
town where we live in,
Jeez.
like they'll, like if there's ever a bear in the area, they'll like set up posters all around the employee place. They're like, dude,
Yeah.
like just be on alert.
That's crazy.
On the pet thing, I know like this is dark. You know, you said you
No,
wanted to
it's
end
all
it
good.
But like,
Go
bro,
for
this
it.
shit is crazy. Yeah, so like bears will eat people's dogs, but then people that live on like the coast by the ocean where there's bald eagles will snatch
Swoop
their
down.
dogs.
Yeah.
Like the tiny,
Bro,
like they're not gonna
imagine-
grab a German Shepherd, but like a fucking Yorkie.
Dude,
See ya. Like,
Imagine just going out on like your front porch, just like in the morning in Alaska, and you just see a fucking eagle flying past you, and a dog's just like in the fucking mouth.
I mean,
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it's probably not even uncommon.
That
I
would
wouldn't
blow
say
my
that would-
fucking
I'm
mind.
not gonna say that would be cool, but like that would be kind of cool.
No, that it would just
You'd be
be
like-
it would
Yeah,
just
it
be
would
like,
be- yeah.
holy fuck! Like this is the circle of
Yo.
life of like predator and prey. Like I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, a Yorkie and a bald eagle. that's a direct link on the food chain right there.
Oh, also I saw like a huge ass fucking moose one time too.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in Montana, and also when we were camping there one morning, and my dad woke me up at like 6 a.m. and he like took me over to the river, and across from the river there was literally 5 moose, like
Yeah.
all next to each other, just fucking chilling there, and it was insane. And I was like,
Chugging.
and my dad was just like, shh, like shut the fuck up, like don't talk, like just
Dude,
stay
they'll kill you,
quiet, let
too.
them. Yeah, and because they can
Oh,
also be violent as fuck.
yeah.
But we saw 5 of them. We were like, I don't know. I just remember that when we went
Do they
there.
have
I
their,
think I was like 10, 11, or 12. Like I was pretty young then, but I do remember that. That was like insane.
Did they have their antlers in?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
That's that's cool because
Yeah.
because we're there in the summer, and summer is when they shed them. So I don't really see, we don't
okay.
really see antlers a
Yeah.
whole lot.
You can see them in like April, May, sometimes June.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But, like after that, it's kind of wraps.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, moose kill more people than bears every year.
And it's also probably because you're more likely. I don't know.
Approach a moose.
Yeah, you're more likely to approach a moose or come across a moose.
Dude,
They're more.
oh,
There's
yeah.
probably more
fact.
moose than there are bears.
Yeah, and we have to, we literally people literally have to tell guests you can't approach them because people are just
so
exactly.
fucking
And
stupid.
it's a cruise
Same with the
company.
bison too, dude. People are dumb
Yeah.
with bison. Holy shit! Because people always want to pick up how there's the bison chips, which is just dried shit. People literally want to grab that shit and throw I'm throwing bison shit, and then they just get clipped by a bison.
Yeah, for real.
Like
The
that shit
bison's
just
like,
happens.
Oh yeah.
The bison are like, oh, you want to play with my shit? I'll play with your life.
Dude, the bison's pause, and then they just fuck them up. But yeah,
The moose thing, though, how you said people are more likely to approach them. I didn't even think of that, but what I was gonna say was bears don't like people, and they have a better
Yeah.
sense of smell than moose, and so they stay away from people if they can.
that's the actual biological
Yeah.
Right.
logic
And
there.
So it's
yeah.
moose don't give a fuck, bro. There's just way more
Yeah.
human moose
Interaction
encounters.
with
dude,
them.
they're so fast too.
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, they in Alaska, they're a daily occurrence.
Dude,
When you're driving to work, we'll see 1 or 2 moose
more
every
than
day.
dude, yeah, more than white-tailed deer here.
Dude, imagine
crazy.
if you could ride a fucking moose.
People used to.
That's so fucking
Really?
cool.
Back when because they were better in the snow, before.
Oh,
they had,
yeah, that
wow.
definitely makes sense
cars
because
and
those
stuff
are
like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
They had the train obviously, but you can't just take the train a block.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
just domesticate a moose, and it's fucking 12 feet tall. So yeah, 4 foot snow is nothing to that thing.
Dude, imagine how fun that was for those fucking people.
It's the original all-wheel
They
drive.
they had more fun than we may ever have.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
people who are riding
Riding
fucking
a
moose, dude.
bro,
I don't
that's
think I'll ever be
crazy.
that cool.
for sure.
Never,
Straight
bro.
up, I'll never be that cool.
Dude, and they were probably fucking wearing furs, so they look like they're straight out of Red Dead Redemption, bro.
Wow.
Just riding moose, bro, in the mountain. It's Denali, bro. He's got his lever action. He's got a fucking moose with its velvet antlers, and he's yeah, bro. That's dude, that's
Dude, they're making-
peak, bro.
dude,
That seems
they're-
like a northern cowboy.
They
bro.
somehow
Yeah.
they made their own beer in the summer, and then they're just getting fucking bammed in the winter, bro. They save all their alcohol for the winter.
dude. I mean, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that's what they did.
Other than
I don't know.
that-
I'm not educated enough. I need to look into all that history, bro.
Dude,
But
oddly
yeah.
enough, there is a lot of craft beer up there.
No, I'm sure. I'm
Dude,
sure,
yeah,
dude,
we
because
have-
that
there's
shit
a-
warms you the fuck
such
up.
good-
There's
When you're fucking bammed and you're in the cold, dude, you can just take your fucking jacket off, and you're yeah, I'm
Yeah,
fine.
Well, and there's nothing else to do. If you can go ice fishing and snowmobiling, but it's 8 months out of the year. Fish, you can only snowmobile and fish so many
Right.
days. Might as well get drunk. And dude,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, some of that shit is so good. The
Yeah,
Tiger's
dude.
Blood.
Well, there's this one restaurant I can't wait to go back. 49th State, dog. It's
Shout out 49th State Brewery.
Yeah.
Sponsor this fucking podcast.
for real,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh my
they
God.
between their food, they have this elk burger, man. That elk burger
Fuck.
smacks.
Dude,
Like,
I've had an elk burger before.
I've
That
I
shit is
hadn't
fucking
tried it
bomb.
before I
good.
went. It is.
I had that shit in Colorado, I believe.
Oh, dude, they
Yeah.
also have a yak burger. Have you
Oh,
ever
yeah, they have
eaten
yak
What's a
burgers,
yak?
too.
What's a yak? burger?
Yak, it's a big, dude. I don't even know. It looks like it's out of that Where the Wild Things Are book. You know, a yak.
I
is-
know that.
It's like a
book.
cow with dreadlocks,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
or a bison with
Yeah.
dreadlocks, kind of.
Interesting.
Is that accurate, Lance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never had that before though. Like a yak burger.
Can barely
That's a
even see
yak?
their eyes. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's one kind of.
It's
egg. There's,
interesting
a black
too
one,
to
too.
think about how.
So it's just.
I thought they were oh, okay.
Yeah, it
There-
depends on.
They're just
It's a variety of them.
There's so many
country
meats
cows.
that aren't normalized in the the
The
main
lower
part
48,
of America. Yeah,
yeah.
the lower 48. There's so many meats. I swear to God that we just you don't really have the option to usually eat. I mean, obviously some states, but just in general, it's just weird to think. But there's so many meats I just haven't tried before. You know.
Pause.
I tried.
Ayo,
damn it,
ayo. I didn't mean.
I,
That was crazy. That was crazy that I said all that without a pause. I really didn't catch myself.
I
Continue.
tried whale meat in Norway.
Whale meat?
Whale.
Oh, whale?
Yeah.
How was that? How was
good.
whale meat?
It was okay.
Damn.
I mean, I don't know if I would.
It was
eat-
made.
Yeah.
Right,
honestly,
right.
yeah.
That's the thing,
I
like,
wouldn't
you-
eat a whole meal
Yeah.
of it, but it was. I can say I ate whale.
Yeah.
Have you guys had venison meat before?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
for sure.
I had a venison
God.
burger. So fun fact, I don't know if he'll ever see this clip. You guys know Evan Clossy? You guys remember Evan Clossy?
Yeah.
His younger brother, Jack Clossy. So fun fact, we had this class where we had to cook stuff like in the gym class or whatever. It was like Adventure Pursuits, it was called in high school.
Yeah.
And he literally, they went up north hunting and he killed a fucking deer and they took the meat, the venison meat, and dude, he brought the venison meat to class and cooked it and made venison burgers at fucking school. Didn't tell the school it was like deer. Like the people who tried the burger, like we knew it was venison, but like with the teacher, he was like, "Oh yeah, this is beef. I got it from the store," and he just totally capped, but it was totally venison.
Who cares?
But yeah,
Venison's
he-
better for you than
He
beef.
he just did that because he didn't know like what the teachers were gonna say and shit. But it was so good. I was
It's
like,
so
God
good.
damn,
It's
dude,
so
it was
good.
really good.
They were like, "Damn, that's the best burger I've ever had." And he's
yeah,
like,
dude.
It's not a burger.
Yeah. No, but yeah, he made a ton of those. But that was one of that's just such a crazy memory I have from school. But yeah, that was.
I don't know. I feel like elk is pretty similar to venison, just in my
Yeah.
taste buds. So
Dude, yeah, you eat
Yeah,
like
yeah.
elk up there, fucking reindeer, caribou. Oh, I mean, reindeer and caribou are the same thing. Do you know that?
really.
Yeah.
yeah.
Reindeer are
Huh.
just domesticated caribou. That's it. That's the only.
Oh,
difference.
yeah, I
And
guess
they're a
that-
little bit
yeah.
smaller,
I guess that makes sense.
but yeah, fucking elk.
Caribou are probably like one of my favorite things to see up there.
Have
Like
you
I don't know, there's
Cool.
like their antlers, like just the way that they're formed, and then I'm like, damn, like that's like natural is just like crazy to me.
And they like shed. So like while we're there, they have like 3 different coats. So like depending on when you see them, they could look completely different.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
There's so
crazy.
there's so many different kind of animals up there. Like like moose are probably the most common, and like
Yeah.
we just think of them as deer now up there. But like, I mean, like you can see like bald eagles in Denali too.
Yeah.
You see these snow like
Ptarmigans.
what are they?
Ptarmigans.
Are those like the like
bird.
all white ones?
The chickens.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, we're probably thinking the same thing. But like they're like, so you see these all white like Arctic groundhogs. That's what I was thinking. Of.
Oh, the little
Yeah, Arctic groundhogs.
Damn.
They're like all over these mountains, and they'll just like they pop up out of like holes. Like it's
Yeah.
just
They
they're
stare
so
at you. They just,
cool.
like,
Yeah,
pop
they're
up and
so.
they look at you and they just like.
And like if you're sitting there for a while, like they'll come out and they'll chill on a rock.
So
but,
are the Arctic groundhogs like what do they look different from normal groundhogs or?
yeah, they're all white fur.
God damn.
Yeah,
And then they change.
yeah, and they
in
change
the
too.
back.
But like when
Everything
you're
fucking
there,
changes up
yeah.
there.
What the fuck?
Like they have these things called ptarmigans. That's what I thought he was talking about. They look like a chicken, but like they can't. Can chickens fly?
I don't think chickens can fly.
Oh,
No.
well, they're like chickens, but a little bit smaller. They just they're ptarmigans. They're the state bird up there. People just call them Alaskan
I've seen it,
chickens.
Yeah,
When you get up there, you can't fucking see them except for like their little heads, like their little black eyes and like the black on the top of their head.
Yeah.
Because they're all white, and then in the summertime they turn all like brown and
You
tan.
just see floating like.
Dude, yeah, seriously.
Oh wow. That's crazy. It looks like a fat dove. It's like the best way to describe it.
Dude, and they're funny.
yeah,
Wow.
bro, they're goofy. This is
Oh, yeah,
them
yeah.
with the black heads, but they get all white as well.
That's crazy.
But dude, so much shit up there. And I mean, and I'm not trying to put Lance down at all, but as a driver, you see a lot more than the other people because they kind of
Well,
just
I mean,
have to
I'm gonna be a
stay
driver this
up
year.
in
so-
Denali. Yeah, right. So he's gonna see all this.
Lance
stuff.
is like, pipe the fuck down. All
No,
this
no,
for
no,
the
no.
same-
Like
No,
I'm
I'm
literally
happy for
leaving
him.
in like 2 weeks.
I'm so happy for him.
12 days.
But so I get to go down to I've gotten to go down to the coast a lot more, like
Yeah.
near the ocean, and you see like even more wildlife. So you see like sea otters.
These are like Arctic groundhogs too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I've seen fucking like beluga whales, golden eagles,
Dude,
mountain,
that's fucking
dude,
awesome.
Mountain goats.
I
are
think
the
I've only
coolest.
seen a.
Yeah, dude,
I don't
I
think
would-
I've ever actually seen a whale like out.
Dude, a wild whale.
Like a wild whale.
That shit we saw, dude. We saw a whole pod. It was, dude.
Do you want to talk? Yeah, because we never brought it up, but like, so once we're done with the season, like we're doing like the excursion where you saw all this shit. So like, this takes place. You said it's like in Kenai.
It's called Kenai
Kenai, yeah,
Fjords National Park. Shout out Kenai Fjords National Park. pretty
Yeah.
national
So
park.
we're heading there and we're doing like a day like excursion. It's like kayak. Well, you start on a boat and that's where like you see the whales and shit, and then they take you out and then you get into like kayaks and you do like a kayak excursion to a glacier.
Yeah, that's gonna be so much fun. You were telling me a little bit.
Yeah,
about
bro. I'm gonna be blowing up my Instagram with that shit.
Even
Yeah,
outside
that's
of the
awesome.
excursion though, like just driving down there, like you see that shit because it's fucking Alaska and
Yeah.
everything's wild. Like it's untouched.
Yeah.
Like it's you're just amongst it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like Lance was saying, like after the kayaking trip, we're doing like this huge, like 3-week long road trip back.
Yeah, we're
from
hitting
Alaska. To
We're
like,
hitting. We have like all the national parks listed out.
There's like 10
know we're
parks,
doing-
bro.
Yeah,
awesome.
we started with
It's
like
crazy.
6, and we're like, oh, this will be enough. And then like,
Like, oh-
each time that we've been revising the trip plan, we're like looking and we're like, oh, well, like this one's just a little bit out of the way, so we might as well hit up this as well.
That's good that you guys are doing this though, because you guys are gonna look back at all this shit in like 10, 20 years and be like, yeah, we fucking did that, man. Like we fucking had a great time. You
I
know
hope
what I
so.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. It's like how is that not fun? You know?
For sure.
It's like it's just impossible. Yeah. The only possible outcome is it's gonna be a blast.
Literally.
You know?
No, I mean, yeah,
In
like
theory.
yeah,
No,
for
I'm
sure,
saying that.
for
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
dude.
It'll be
Like,
great.
No, that's dope.
I'm geeked probably most for like, I don't even know, like all of it's just gonna be so
it's
fucking
pretty
dope.
exciting. It's
But it's like,
it's
I don't even know, because like the two national parks we're gonna see in Canada are probably like
Oh, yeah.
aesthetically like the most beautiful, but like we'll get
Jasper.
to see, yeah, so it's Jasper and Banff,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get to see, like we're coming back down through like Montana and like Colorado and stuff, so we'll get to see. We're gonna go to Yellowstone. We're gonna go through like Glacier and shit
Fuck
like
yeah.
that. So
fucking Rocky Mountain, Grand Teton.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take
You
my
guys are fucking hitting everything.
Dude, there's so many
Holy
parks.
shit,
There's so
yeah.
many parks.
So I'm gonna take my time coming back to the pod when I'm done. This
Oh
season.
yeah, of
Fuck
course,
yeah.
bro.
Dude, it's
Fuck
gonna
yeah.
be like it's legit like 3 weeks.
Dude, you know
We're
what's gonna be
just
awesome
driving.
too? Like, I'm gonna like you guys are gonna come back on the pod when everything's done, and we're gonna talk about all the shit that you guys
Oh,
did
yeah.
and like the stories you had and the experiences. Because I think that'll be like a cool way to like, you know, like that'll be good, like a good part 2 type thing. You know?
Yeah,
We'll
for
both
sure.
come back with like missing limbs and shit from sleeping
Yeah.
on the side of the road and bears just
Everything goes wrong.
break
You're like,
into
I don't
our
have an
cars.
arm anymore.
Like Lance just straight up isn't alive.
Yeah,
You're
just
like,
gotta
you'll
be-
notice
couldn't
that we're
be with
missing
us
somebody
today.
from this pod.
We set up the mic and the laptop, and we're like, but Lance won't be joining us ever, actually.
You're like, no, I don't need to interrupt him with my vaping. I can just.
You're like,
vape.
I can just,
now we
just
can
let it
just
rip.
vape in
I can
silence
vape
on the pod.
freely.
Yeah.
Thank God.
You're like, he told us all about how to avoid moose, and then he just went and fucked up with one.
Nah, that'll be cool. We'll just come
Yeah.
back like enlightened as fuck. We'll be like,
Yeah.
I've seen the
I
entire
have
world.
seen the world.
You guys are just fucking Buddhas now. You guys just completely changed religions and shit.
We'll just
yeah.
be like hippies. We'll be like, bro, nothing matters.
Yeah, I think
wanna
I
be out
think
in nature.
I feel like this is a good place to close it out. You
For
know,
sure.
I really fucked with like you know just talking about the different parks and shit. That was a good part of it and shit. But yeah, all right. Do you guys have anything to plug? You want to plug anything?
If you come and work for Denali, make sure that you refer them to us so we get a referral bonus.
We could always put that referral bonus link in the description if you guys want. I can make sure to put it there. So
Yeah, we
if,
can
if you
do
guys
that.
if you guys really give a fuck about this shit, like you really are thinking like, damn, I want to do something different and go work somewhere completely different.
Yeah.
It's worth it, man.
You know,
$15
go
a
check out
day
that link.
for room and board,
Yeah.
and you get to live in Alaska.
It's especially really good for people too who are
And I just-
working their way through college or some shit, and maybe they want like some kind of like summer gig or some shit too. You know.
Yeah.
My
And-
fault for cutting you off there. But
Oh, no, you're good,
every job there pays at least like $16 an hour.
Yeah.
So you cover your room and board in literally an hour of work.
And you get like a real experience, like regardless of like pay. It's just
Yeah,
like
regardless
that's
of money
so
and
like
shit,
yeah,
but-
that's such an awesome.
I
but
know,
yeah,
just-
and the pay is solid too, right?
Yeah, I just know that finances can be something that holds people back
Yeah,
from
it's
that. So I
important
just
right.
want to emphasize that it doesn't have to if you want to do this job.
Yeah, it's not like going on some like study abroad thing.
Yeah,
where like you
yeah.
actually need a budget and shit. Yeah,
For sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Cool.
no.
Yeah,
You're getting
just
paid
make sure-
to be there. You're not
Yeah.
paying to be there.
But
Right.
yeah, just make sure you refer Ethan Stewart, Lance Wright, because
Oh, yeah.
Back to that referral thing. That helps you get the job too. We don't just make money off it. Yeah. We're referring you to get the job. But another website, check out coolworks.com. You can search it by state, by job, by fucking like everything. They got some good stuff on there. Hell yeah, dude.
And if worse comes to worse, Craigslist apparently.
Yeah, fucking Craigslist.
Go on fucking
all
Craigslist.
reliable.
Plug in Craigslist.
Guys, leave a like, subscribe, fucking follow the Instagram account. That should be in the description along with the TikTok account if you give a shit about that. And yeah, I think that's it.
Bucks and six.
Bucks and six. Any last words, Lance? We need
Nuggets,
some advice.
Nuggets in 4, but like Bucks in 6.
That is some absolute horse shit.
Good shit, guys.
That was cool for sure. That's some horse shit.